Hi guys, so for today's video I'm going to be talking to you about my tattoo and how it is doing over 2 years on from when I first got it. Came across a video the other day of this girl who had gotten a single needle fine line tattoo and basically it went to shit really quickly and it's just sort of very faded and blurred out and just kind of like not what you want on your body, really. Like, I wouldn't want that, but that's just me. So I thought talking about mine might be helpful to at least someone out there who might want to get something similar done and is worried about what it might look like after 2 years. Because I can't say what it's going to look like in the future because it's not there yet. So this is as far as I can update you on. So if you don't know what a single needle tattoo is, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a tattoo that's done with a single needle. Whereas with bigger tattoos, you can use multiple needles at once and cover more area at once and get thicker lines and do colouring in and things like that. But with a single needle tattoo, you tend to have a lot of detailed line work and you're kind of going for more of a dainty, thin look. This is my tattoo at the moment. You can probably just see it every so often when I move my arm. It is the only one I have, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm some kind of tattoo buff. I'm definitely not, but I'm just here to talk about this little guy right here. I do plan on getting more. I did a punk edit video a couple of years ago and I gave myself like an entire sleeve, and I'm not going to lie, I looked fit. I look fit covered in tattoos. But the thing is that I'm a very indecisive person. I think through everything before doing it. Like I plan and organize everything very meticulously, and even this one I designed it myself. I drew it on myself in Sharpie and wore it for like a week to see if I liked where it was, to see if it bothered me, and if at any time I was like, oh my god, I want this off. Because when I did do my full sleeve, within like the next day I was like, I miss my bare arms. So I'm just not ready to give them up yet, and also feel like, you know, I'm only 23. I'm still in my hometown. I've lived in one other city. I have a lot of other things to do and a lot of living to do. So I am sure that in my life I'm going to come across things that I want to get tattooed on myself. So I'm in no rush to fill up my body to some kind of prove that I like tattoos. You know, I feel like that's very weird how people are like, you like tattoos? Well, where are they then? It's like, give me a chat. Come back to me when I'm 80, okay? Like, I don't know yet. Anyway, I got this one done in May 2018 when I was still living in London. I got it done in a place called Charlotte d'Or, and I found them online, and then me and my friend visited because we both wanted to get tattoos together, and we didn't get matching ones, by the way. We just wanted to go together. And there was one in particular called FMD Tattoos. I saw his work and just absolutely loved it. It was so detailed and neat and like crisp and just perfect, and obviously a lot of them were fresh tattoo pictures, but I figured if it starts off perfect, then you know it's not going to be as bad than if it starts off a little messy and then, you know, over time gets even messier. So I was like, you know, I need to find someone who can do this perfectly. I am a stickler for detail. I am in my own work. When I'm doing nails or when I'm doing artwork, I will sit there and go over the same fucking bit for 10 minutes if I have to, or even longer, and just like get things perfect. I'm a perfectionist, so you bet your ass I'm going to be the same when looking for someone to do something on my body that's going to be there forever. So when I saw his work, I was like, you gotta do it. I don't know how much you're gonna charge me, but I need you to do it. So I did in fact pay £150 for this tattoo, which a lot of people are like, what the fuck, that's really expensive. I mean, it is quite small for what it is. You know, some people would say that's expensive. I mean, this girl who got the other tattoo that I saw, she paid $2,100 for her. So that made this seem cheap as fuck. So anyway, he did do it stick and poke, so he didn't use a gun. He did it all by hand with one needle, and it took about an hour and a half. I do have a video of me getting it done on my channel, so I will link that down below and also insert a little clip of me getting it done in here just so you can see. The pain was pretty good, to be honest. Like, it was more just sort of annoying. I think because it was such a slower process, it never really built up to be really painful. It just felt like a very annoying, stingy itch. It kind of felt like stinging nettles, like those stingy leaves, if you've ever been stung by those, which I'm sure everyone has at some point in their life. It just felt like that, like on my arm. And this is what it looked like straight after it was done. As you can see, it's very crisp, it's very black. If I had gone anywhere else to try and find someone cheaper and then it came out a bit bumpy or a bit wobbly or wonky or not as symmetrical and not as like dainty, or he did the lines too thick, like I would have been so mad at myself. So as I said, when I saw this guy's work, I was like, you've got to do it, I trust you. So this is a picture of it 4 months later. You can see it's all nicely healed, but it's still very black. And here it is 1 year later, and you can see that it's much more settled into my skin. It's not so like stark black, it's a bit more of a sort of normal tattooish looking color. Do you guys know what I mean, where like it's not like full black, but you can tell it's black ink. It's like it's just really settled into your skin. It did that after about a year, and I actually prefer how it looks now that it has done that to when it was very stark, like bold black. It looked more like a pencil drawing, whereas when it did settle a little bit, it did start to look more like an actual like real tattoo and not a drawing on my arm. And here is an up close of it now, 2 years and 3 months later. You can see that it has blurred a little bit. It's not changed too much over the past 2 years, so I'm interested to see if it will continue to sort of blur anymore. And if it does, then maybe I'll come back in like 3 years time and do a 5-year update video, and maybe I'll have another tattoo by then. Who knows? The stars and everything are still neat. You can see like there's a couple places I could possibly get the outline touched up, because he went round the outline twice, and there's just like a couple little bits like up here at the top where there's like a thinner part of the line, and maybe I could get that just touched up a little bit. But like, to me, it's not really worth it. Like maybe if I was there and I was getting another one done by him, I'd be like, oh, can you just like do that as well? But like, I don't think I'd go out of my way and make an appointment just to get this touched up, because it's just such like minimal little things in the main outline of the alien, whereas everything else, like the eyes look cute, everything is like, everything's pretty good, and I'm happy with it, and it's on my body, so that's all that matters. So I think the main differences between my tattoo and the one I saw that really just went bad is, first of all, mine's black, hers was red, and black is just gonna hold better. Colors are more prone to fading, so especially as there was no like outline, it's just going to sort of like dissipate, whereas this was a solid black outline. And also the design itself is pretty simple. It's a very minimalistic line drawing, so because there's a lot of space in between the actual ink lines themselves, if they do bleed out, they're sort of just bleeding out into my skin. Whereas when you have lots of detailed bits together, when they start to bleed out, they're bleeding out into each other and creating just a bit of like a blur and a bit of a mess. So if you're gonna get a fine line or a very small tattoo, the more sort of minimalistic and spaced out the different parts are, the cleaner it's going to look when it does start to blur out. And also the placement of the tattoo is going to have some kind of influence. So for me, having it here, most of the time it's down by my side, or it's like, it's always just facing down, so it never really is in direct sunlight. And then also everyone has their own individual skin type, so it's never going to be the exact same on someone as it is to somebody else, because everyone's skin is different. So I think that's all I wanted to say in this video. I mean, I've shown you guys the pictures, so you can make your own mind up on how you think it looks after 2 years and whether you would want to get it done or not. But I just wanted to come on here and share my experience with you, and hopefully this helps anyone who might be thinking about getting one done and isn't sure. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments what you thought. I always love getting feedback, just so I know that we're all having a good time over here, and I will see you in my next video. And just a side note, my eyeshadow actually matches my socks today. I'm not mad about it.